But we're going to start off rinsing off the fascia of the body. So if you find that doing any kind of jumping puts a little bit too much pressure down on the pelvic floor, I want you just to rise up and down on your feet like that, okay? But the idea is that we're going to lift our shoulders and drop them like so. And as you drop them, see if you can have your hands slightly forward, like I've got here, and your shoulders dropping down into the back of their sockets. Draw your chin back as well, so you try and push the back of your head slightly backwards. So if it's all right for you to do a little jump like so, lifting shoulders up and let your shoulders drop down, up, down, and see if you can do a little breath out as you drop downwards. I'm just breathing out of my nostrils, tongue, the tip of the tongue is just behind the teeth on the pellet. So every time we go down, get a little bit of pelvic floor activation upwards to counteract the gravity effect of all of the weight of our organs and intestines, etc. Now, see if you can just kind of give yourself a little shuffle from side to side. So if you're coming just up and down, just give yourself a shuffle like so, from side to side. This is a really good thing to do. Every morning you can do it outside on the grass, even better. Fantastic. Give it all a rinse. You can feel the fascia, the sort of, it's like spider's web underneath the skin surface through the whole body. We want to get all of that loosened up. Take all the weight onto one leg, come up onto your other toe, bring the knee in, bring the knee out. Bring the knee in, bring the knee out. So you're pivoting on your big toe out. Now take the hands opposite. So you're swishing around. Now draw your chin back again. We want to stretch the back of our neck. So see if you can kind of lift up through the ridge of your head at the back so that you're not poking your head forward. You want to stack your rib cage on top of your pelvis. And here we're just waking up the diaphragm. Yeah, so this part of the thoracic spine, getting a good bit of vascular flow around the pelvic area into these hip flexors, rotator muscles around the hip joint. Morning! Missed the first bit. We're coming straight in with the Elvis twist. So come and join us for this. One side and then other side. So knee in, knee out. You're on the tip, you're on your big toe edge. And then you start to take the hands, so do this first, just from the hip joint, and then start to take the hands opposite, and give yourself a swish. Swish, 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 swish. Good. I'm going to loosen up the hip joints. As soon as they start to get stiff, we know that the pelvic floor is going to be getting tighter, more dehydrated, stiffer as well. Alrighty. Feet planted, big circles with the pelvis, and just on either side of the hip bones, so you can feel into your hip flexors as you move around. So where your lower belly is on either side of your lower belly. Feeling those hip flexors, one direction, other direction. Swirl it around. That's the way. Oh, good. Make sure your feet are planted, especially through the heels. Soften your knees. Come back into center, drop your head, and then give the whole of the upper body a swirl around as well. We'll loosen all of this up. Plant it down through your feet from the diaphragm upwards, swirling. Wonderful. Ooh, a little bit dizzy. Other direction. You see how I'm sort of splitting my shoulders? We want to massage into the shoulder girdle. So see if you can lift and roll your shoulders so they're separated. Very good. Coming back, lift and drop your shoulders up and back, up and back, up and back. One at a time. And then leave them both back and come over to your bit of wall space. So, first of all, fingertips on the wall, wide, wider than your shoulders. Bend the knees, walk your feet back, keep the knees bent to start off with. Spread your toes out, have your toes going straight forward. Spread your toes out. Now push down and out with your feet. It feels like you're trying to split the mat between your feet. And then lift your sitting bones and spread your sitting bones behind you. So I like to imagine there's somebody standing behind me with my tail, gently pulling my tail backwards. So you can do that. Drawing the tail backwards, spreading the sitting bones. Now, we want to draw the base of the rib cage in, so the bottom ribs and the top of our hip bones are in a line, yeah? So if you're here, you need to push your rib cage back, or where the bra strap is, imagine that bit is being pulled up towards the ceiling slightly. That might help you draw the rib cage in. So we want to have a straight back and then a slightly lifted bum. As you get opened up into your hamstrings, you might push down and out with your feet a bit more and straighten your legs. But if you are here to start off with, absolutely fine. And over time, you'll open up into the hamstrings too. So we want to be able to hinge from the hip joints, not do that, yeah? Just look at that. Oh dear, we want this. Eventually this. All right, roll the shoulders away from your ears. So have your little finger drawing down, thumbs drawing slightly up. Keep breathing here. Now, bend your left knee and pull your right hip slightly back. So we open up into the rib cage on the right. See if you can walk your fingertips, your right fingers, slightly over to the midline, slightly over to the left. Breathe deeply in. We want to spread the ribs apart. Get into the intercostal muscles, open up the diaphragm, open up the hip. Good, bend the knees, slide back, other way. So bending into that right knee, pull the left hip back, left leg is straight. Left fingers inch over towards the right fingers. Breathe deeply. Good. That's the way, slowly coming back. Bend the knees, flow yourself up. Take your left foot forward towards the wall. Now we're going to open up the wrists as well. So I'll take that bolster out of the way so you can see me better. Let's just take the hands, fingers down onto the wall, and start to press the wrists in. You might just want to walk your hands up and down the wall a bit. Turn them out to the sides, down again, walking around. Now come up onto your back toes, heelers up. Bend your front knee towards the wall. And my fingers are down, you can see I'm stretching the back of my wrists into the hands. At the same time, into the ball of the back foot, heelers up. As the knee drops towards the wall, I'm going right deep into the quadriceps and the hip flexors, the psoas muscles here. Oh. Shoulders back and down, draw the chin in, and then just see if you can feel the rib cage drawing back as well. Very good. Come up, straighten both legs, so drop your back heel towards the ground. So you're in a triangle with your legs now. And then imagine someone's got your tail, they're gently pulling it back, and you are pivoting forward from the hip joints. So you're rolling forward from the hip joints, deeply going into that back calf muscle. Front of the, back of the front leg as well. Good, keep those sitting bones wide. Bend into that front knee, slide yourself up. Okay, so we're working on this area here. Push down, draw up, stack, crown of the head is lifted, chin is drawn back. You just have a hand against the wall here for stability. And see if you can just breathe out. And as you breathe out, you're zipping up tall, high-waisted jeans, not tall, we are saying tall, high-waisted jeans, and bring your knee up. So you're going to keep your body straight, pressing down through the standing heel, and try to keep, I mean, if you can, take your hand off the wall, put your hand on your head, do that. Don't want to lean into the wall. Just use the wall as the guidance here. Good. Now slightly bend the standing knee and come up and out and around. Now this is awful for some of us. Yeah, but we're adducting. Out, up, down, out, up, down, out, up, down. Fabulous. Toe down. Now turn your foot so the heel, ankle is upwards, and then kick. Little kicks here, as if you've got a ball in front of you and you're kicking the ball to keep it high. Kick, so we're going to be adducted here. Little breaths out. Bring up core. Good. Take the foot behind you. Got a blanket in the way. Big toe edge on the ground. Heel is out, so it's like not right behind you, not out to the side, 45-degree angle. And then little squeezes. Now take your hand onto the top of your bum. Gluteus medius, the top bit of your bottom. It's like a pizza slice going inwards. These are key stabilizing muscles. So little squeezes to pick up gluteus medius. Ooh. Good. Last one, swivel back towards the wall. Pick your foot up and punch your foot backwards. Gluteus maximus. So down the bottom bit here. Little kicks backwards. The knee bend. Good. Give that guy a shake. Give your standing leg a shake as well. We'll swap sides. So right foot forward, left foot back. Let's just see how those wrists are. Definitely better. Come up onto the back foot. Heel is back. Drop your front knee down towards the wall so you can feel the front of that back leg stretching. Hopefully feel into the foot, the arch of the foot. Stretch into the wrists, the hands, the palms, and the foot. Keep dropping that front knee forward. Woo, good. And then coming back up again, drop the heel towards the ground. Keep your sitting bones wide. So imagine your tail is being pulled back behind you. We're just revolving forward, back as straight from the hip joint here. Pushing down and out with your feet. See if you can melt your back calf muscle down towards the ground. In the front knee, slide yourself up. So come back onto this side. And I'm coming here. I'm going to come here so you can see me. And also so I can ask Helen what I did, because I can't quite remember. I started off with mobilizing, didn't I? So make yourself nice and tall. Crown of the head is lifted. You're drawing your knee up by zipping up deep core muscles. So blow out. So you can keep the base of the rib cage sucking back. So bottom of the ribs, top of the hip bones are stacking on top of each other, really important. Back is straight here. Yes, we have bum behind us, but we're not like that. We're not like that. We're straight. We're picking up action. Good. So we want to be able to easily put our socks on. Lift your legs up. Yeah, that's what we're aiming for. Good. Do this. Big circles outwards and in. You might need to bend your standing legs slightly. Don't lock into that. Big circles. Oh, can you feel that? Good. And then take your foot out. Toes are out. Heel is in. Ankle is up towards the ceiling. Little kicks here. So going into the adductors. Little breaths out to help us. This is all working every time we lift. Fabulous. Take it behind you. Now, remember 45-degree angle here. See if you can just pick up the top of your bum. So you just do little squeezes, top of the bum. And as you do little squeezes, the leg goes out to the side. Little squeezes here, little squeezes. Gluteus medius. So, one of the key stabilizers of the pelvis, often neglected. Little squeezes, and then turning around, fingers on the wall, foot is behind you, and you're doing a donkey kick. So now gluteus maximus, the bottom of your bottom, squeezing just there in order to get the foot to kick behind you. Very good. Little squeezes, switching it all on. Wonderful. Give your leg a switch. With your standing leg, a jiggle. In fact, let's just do another one of those fascia releases. Shoulders up. If you are on one of those rebounders, just lifting and dropping shoulders. Let it all go. Okay, getting toward against the wall. So I'll do it here to start off with and come onto the wall here. So take your feet so they're just 2 inches away from the wall with the heels just below your knees. Spread your toes. Bend your knees slightly, very, very slightly, not bent like that. Just don't lock them. Now stick the back of your bum that we've just been squeezing into the wall, but keep the dint at the front of your pelvis. So we don't want to push back and then end up having our everything pushing back, pushing forward with our rib cage and flattening out here. This is dinted. I need to find a better word, but this dinted will do for the moment. From your rib cage, from the rib cage upwards, we're trying to get all of that against the wall. So see if you can draw the whole of your back, upper back area into the wall. Lift and roll your right shoulder, drop it down, palm forward, back of the hand into the wall. Lift and roll your left shoulder, palm forward, back of the hand into the wall. Draw the chin back, press the back of your head, the ridge of your head into the wall. And then take your mind down to your feet. Feet pressing down and slightly out, down and slightly out. Soften the knees. Back with the back of your pelvis into the wall. Press the sacrum, back of the pelvis into the wall. Now see if you can spread the back from the rib cage upward into the wall. So you want to imagine just below your bra strap, that area is spreading out and hugging into the wall. Push back through your forearms, back of your hands into the wall. Press gently to the back of your head into the wall. I know this is not comfortable. Good. We're just trying to change the wiring of our brain. So our proprioception of where we are in space, our sort of sense of where we are in space. Good. Okay, so slowly come off the wall, soften the knees, give your shoulders a little roll. Roll your head. Restack your head. You want to restack it so it feels like you just come off the wall without the tension. And then push down with your feet, down and up your feet. So feet spread like hobbit feet. And then up through the crown of your head. So you want to feel everything stack, 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 stack. And then thumbs slightly forward, almost not palms forward, but thumbs forward. And just see if you can, this is full Tadasana, full mountain pose, where we're standing actually in alignment. And if you have been standing with your shoulders rolled forward, your head jutted forward, ribcage lifted, pelvis posteriorly rotated for a while, then this will feel weird. It's raining really hard outside, so I think you can hear me. Now just look around your mat, heel through to toe, and take your hands from under your bum. So you want to feel the bum muscles activating with every step as we walk. I like to describe it as if you've got a string from the crown of your head and also from the bridge of your head, like a puppet, and those strings are lifted right up towards the ceiling, attached to the ceiling, and the rest of your body is it's kind of like a puppet, just kind of hanging down. So we have a straight back, bum coming out, Head is lifted. All right, so see if you can keep this position. If you need to come back to the wall, do that. So you've got the wall close by for balance. Don't need the wall. Don't use it. So stand up to that now. Slightly bend the leg closest to the wall. Slightly bend. Activate the muscles around the thigh bone. Take the right foot out. Make sure that when you lift the foot, you can feel your bum muscles activating. And then if you're holding the wall, just finger on the wall. If you're not, hand off the wall. So we're going to draw the knee up and clap the hands together. Breathing out, clap the hands together. So if you've got your finger on the wall, just holding it there, bringing the knee up like that. So the trick is to keep the torso completely straight, keep the crown of the head lifted as you're working. We're working very deep on the pelvic floor and then into the deep transverse abdominal muscles, the extensor muscles of the back, stabilizing muscles of the pelvis and the glutes. Woo! And one more. Good. And then just give that standing leg a little Elvis release. So give yourself an Elvis twist here. Do that on the other side. So if you're using the wall, just come onto the other bit of wall. If we're standing here, so come into a Tadasana, mountain pose. Imagine I've just put a big heavy gold crown on your head, so you can't drop the gold crown. Soften the standing leg, left foot behind you. Give a little squeeze of your bum, picking up the foot. Then take the arms wide. Face the rib cage draws in, by the way. So don't let the ribs flare. Keep the face of the rib cage sucking down so that the top of the pelvis and the rib cage always stay stacked on top of each other. Okay, here we go. Breathing out, snap. And then breathing out, snap. And then you might float your foot behind you. Challenge the balance. As you breathe out, you're pursing your lips, you're blowing out of an imaginary straw. Whoop. Let's balance. 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Just release that standing leg, give it a rinse. Well done. Then come over to a bit of wall space again. Grab my goal stick close by. So we want to, first of all, as you come down the wall with your feet wide, sitting bones, so the bones underneath your bum muscles on the wall. And slide down here. Start to push your knees slightly outwards so that you can feel the outside of your feet pressing into the ground. And if you take your forearms into the inner thigh area and gently push out here, do so. You want to feel the muscles that we've just been working on, these inner thigh muscles. Stretch gently. Breathing in. Now this time as you breathe out, loosen your lower jaw. So no pursing your lips. Just loose jaw. Full exhalation. That. Just give our shoulders a little drop. Any opportunity to rinse out shoulders. One shoulder and the other. Very good. And then slide yourself all the way down to the ground. Take a moment with your back pressed into the wall again. So you want to take every opportunity to feel into that straight back, that posture back. Really super important. So pause here. Knees wide, pelvic floor is relaxed. See if you can just breath from the rib cage upwards into the wall. Good, and then move your knees to one side so your hip is against the wall. This is my left hip against the wall. And then you want to smoothly, gracefully, as you roll your back onto the ground, roll your legs up the wall. Viparita Karani. Okay, so first of all, hamstrings, pull your toes towards you, pull one leg off the wall, push the heel up towards the ceiling, press the back of the pelvis into the ground, rub the back of the leg, get into that tight hamstring. Keep plugging the back of your pelvis into the ground. So that's the hard bit, pushing downwards here. Turn the toes out to the side, heel in, Rub the outside of your leg. Woo. Good, back in again. Drop that leg, other side, so drawing off the wall, pulling down the toes, up with the heel, back with the pelvis, give it a rub. Turn the toes out, slightly heel towards the opposite shoulder. Good. Now, slide your feet wide, so we go right into the inner thigh area, so knees wide. We're in a squat again, but we don't have any gravity on us. Now see if you can draw the base of the rib cage back, so you're not flaring your ribs. Yeah, so the gap we have is a tiny gap underneath the lower back, not the thoracic area. Gently rest your forearms if you can. Soften the pelvic floor. Breathing in. Breathe out. So we're going to open these muscle fibers before we strengthen. So let them all nice and release open like so. So much rain. Okay, so bring those legs together. Slide a bit of height under your pelvis. So I'm going to use a bolster. You could use just a folded blanket if that's enough, or a pillow from the sofa. Something so that we let our pelvic organs drop away from the pelvic floor muscles. I'm going to bend my knees here, feet on the wall. Okay, so in this position, hands just on the thighs. Now we want to start to focus on the symptom muscles, so around the anus and around the urethra. So the feeling is you're stopping yourself weeing and you're stopping yourself passing limbs. See if you can do both of those contractions, those drawing in actions at the same time. And as you feel like you're drawing in, also see if you can feel like you're sucking up. So the sucking up sensation, you'll feel more in vagina. So if you had a smoothie straw in your vagina and a big thick smoothie that's quite hard to suck, just sitting there at the opening of your vagina, you're trying to suck smoothie up the vagina, okay? So we're going to blow out of our straw. Just cut and choose if I know, but just try it, stay with me. You're blowing out into the smoothie straw. At the same time, you're sucking up through the vagina, up towards your tummy button, up through the urethra, up through the anus, and then we release. And as you release, see if you can let your sitting bones spread. Now, really important that you don't squeeze your bum muscles, you just focus on your pelvic floor muscles. So if your bum is squeezing, you will tuck your tail like that. So keep the back of the pelvis pressed into your bolster. All right, so here we are, and I'm sucking up the smoothie. Bring up through the anus, through the vagina towards the cervix. Base of the pigeon, sucking up, sucking up, sucking up, sucking up. So working on slow twitch muscles. These are the muscles that are going to help you not fart when you're in a lift. And then relax the muscles, relax the muscles, relax the muscles. Don't actually push down, but just relax. So you're so relaxed, you could go for a wee. I will do that a little bit faster. So activate, suck up, and release. Activate, suck up, release. Stop yourself passing the wind, release. Stop yourself doing the wee, release. Suck up the smoothie, release. All three together, release. All three together, release. All three together, release. All right, that's a little bit harder. Hands just on the thighs here. Suck up through the smoothie straw. Stop yourself weeing, stop yourself passing wind. Now pull your toes off the wall. Press your heels slightly into the wall. And see if you can almost pull your knees towards your hands, but you're stopping any movement by pressing back with your hands and your thighs. Little puppy breaths out. And release it all. Woo! Good. Take your bolster away again. Bend your knees like so, hands down on the ground. Now put your heels into the ground, into the wall, and you can have your toes slightly off. We're just going to push, push, push here. Heel the pelvis up, so glutes working, hamstrings working, pelvic floor working, and then relax back down again. Everything softens. So you push, you lift, and then you roll back down. Relax. Squeeze and lift, and relax. Press the heels into the wall, and come down, relax. 3 more. Press, roll. Press through the heels, roll. And very good. Just walking your way back. Walk like that on your mat. Up to this. Okay, feet wide on your mat. As wide as the mat is here. So knees are wide, feet are wide. You're trying to have your toes go straight forward. So they might go out a little bit, but we don't want that. We want toes as forward as possible. Okay, so we're amping everything up now. We're going to make sure the knees are directly on top of the ankles here. Yeah, so ankles are here, knees are here. You push the heels into the ground. As you push the heels into the ground, the bum activates. Slowly come up a little bit more. Keep pressing heels into the ground. Now squeeze your knees and your thighs towards each other and then release. And then do it again. Squeeze your knees and your thighs towards each other like closing a plan. Release. One more. Squeeze and release. And then roll back down. And let your knees drop out to the side for a moment. Release. Do that again. So knees directly up towards the ceiling. Press the heels into the ground. As you press the heels into the ground, see if your bum is activating. Hopefully, yes. Come up a little bit. Pause here. Squeeze your knees and your thighs towards each other. Release. Breathe out. Activation breath as you do the squeeze. That's it. One more. And then roll back down. Very good, very good. Bring your right knee up and let your left knee drop out to the side. Just massage that ankle for a moment. Good. Slide your left leg and your left arm far apart. So they stretch above the head, down towards the wall. Breathe in. Now see if you can slide your fingers and toes to the right side. So we're opening up the whole side of the body. That's it. Slowly coming back. Knees nice and wide. Let's massage both feet around. Dropping that right foot onto the ground. Left knees up. Nice and wide here. Slide the foot down away from you. We're opening up the hip flexors. Opening up the inner thighs. Take the hand above the head. Start to breathe deeply in. Stretching fingers and toes nice and wide. Soften on the exhale and then on the inhale, stretch. Fingers and toes drift over to the left. That's it, slowly coming back. Well done. Bring both knees in, big circles. We're going to release the hip joints. Big circles here. Nice, big lubricating circles. One direction, other direction. And then bring the knees in, drop the knees to one side. Maybe something here. If you need to take a blanket or a bolster underneath your knees, please do that. So we just want to make sure the knees relax into something. Arms out like a tree. Turn your head to the opposite side. Now, we're going to do that same action. So you stop yourself passing wind. So focus on the back passage. And then see if you can scoop your lower belly in and upwards. So breathe out, squeeze in and upwards, and then relax it. So we're sumping, great for constipation, something the blood flow into the intestine. Let's do that on the other side. So split the knees, up and over to the other side. Coming into this twist.
So I always like to say a twisted day keeps the chiro at bay, but we can also say it helps with constipation. Let somebody come up with a rhyme for that. Twisted day, well, keeps constipation at bay, doesn't it? That's what we can say. All right, let's do the something. So we go release, 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 release. Beautiful. Come back into the center. Right ankle on top of left knee, drawing that left knee in. So stretch those glutes that we've just been squeezing and activating. Rock and roll across the lower back. This is a lovely release around the sacrum. Massage from side to side. And then we want to drop over to that left side with the little toe edge of the left foot on the ground. Just going a bit deeper into the stretch here, into the glutes, into the thigh. Good, so you can relax your pelvic floor muscles now. Back into the center, other side. So left ankle on top of right knee, drawing the right knee in. Ooh, this side's tight, so feeling the stretch. My left hip, left glute, massaging across the sacrum. Sacrum's the back of the pelvis. It's a triangle-shaped bone that connects both sides of the pelvis. And when we birth, the sacrum mutates. It's a word for lifts, the tail literally lifts up like a trapdoor, creating 30% more space for the baby to leave the body. Which is why lying on your back to birth is insane. It's just completely not physiologically sensible at all. Let's just drop the right toe towards the ground. Oh, give yourself a slightly deeper stretch here. Coming back, okay. Setting your posture for the day. So, fish pose. Give everything a stretch. So we want to take our thumbs together underneath our bodies and the palms of the hands are on the ground. So you're going to roll the shoulders back underneath you. Draw your forearms towards each other. The back of your pelvis is now on your wrists. Palms down. Back of the hands just below your bottom. Thumbs touching. If you can get your thumbs to touch, that's ideal. Draw the elbows as close together as possible. So if they're out here, it doesn't work. You need to be close under your body. And then stretch your feet out. So your legs are long. Toes pull back towards you. So we want to stretch the soles of the feet. And then from here, you push your forearms into the ground to lift your chest up. So you push downwards to lift upwards. And then let your head just drop back. So the top of your head very gently rests on the ground. Hardly any pressure at all through your head. It's all through the forearms into your elbows. And you'll open your chest, so give yourself some nice, deep, full, expansive breaths here. You want to lift and stretch the chest, stretch the muscles at the front of the shoulders. And then to come out of this, and just draw your chin back towards your neck. So slide over the crown of your head onto the ridge of your head. Take the arms out. Now, slide your bolster. Where's my bolster? Here it is. Slide your bolster underneath your legs. And then what I want you to do is make sure your shoulders are rolled back and down, and the palms of your hands are up, and your fingers are reaching down, and the back of your head feels like it's stretching away from your body. So the cervical spine is being lengthened. You get a bit of a stretch here. The legs are just relaxed. Psoas muscle here relaxed by having the toes slightly out. And we want to breathe in, and then as you breathe out, sigh the breath out. See if you can melt the back of your body into the ground, as if your body is a melting candle. So again, this is a great reset posture to come into a shavasana, where We've got the head straight on the ground. We've come out of fish pose. We've stretched into the back of the body. Sigh, melting the back of the body into the ground. Close the eyes. See if you can soften the muscles around your forehead, around your eyes. Soften your cheeks. Let your lower jaw unwind from your upper jaw. I'm just noticing very soft ripple effects of each relaxed breath flowing down through your body. Just letting the body absorb practices. So you don't need to think about anything, you don't need to do anything. Just feel your body receiving and integrating, almost as if the cells of your body are absorbing the information, the exercises that we have been doing. Just wriggling your fingers and toes. Take your feet onto your bolster, nice and wide with your feet. Give your knees a little drop from side to side. Just helps us stretch again into the psoas, into the quadriceps. And then come to one side, just give yourself a little roll. And stretch yourself up. Good. Lateral stretch. Up and over. Up and over. In the seated position. That's it. See if you can lift up through the crown of your head. If you had a tail, your tail would be laid out behind you, so not underneath you. That's it. Come back into the center. Roll your head and shoulders around. Massage. One direction. Other direction. Oh, big circles. And then restack your head and find that sweet spot where everything feels aligned. Shoulders back, chest open, head right on top of your neck. Chin drawn slightly down on an angle. Hands out to the side, palms are facing upwards. Deep, slow breath in. Imagine fresh energy is lifting, stretching all around the body, looking upwards, and then just go. You're done. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.